I'm tired of riding. Riding and dying. Just a lot of dying. I'm tired of it. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, why am I doing that? If you're new here, my name is Lala. Hi, welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, then hey, what's up? How you doing? For today's video, we are doing a get ready with me. I haven't done one in a little minute. And while I do get ready with me's, I like to have something to talk about. At one point, I called myself trying to start like a whole series, but I didn't have enough traction on my channel. So maybe we'll start doing it more often now. But so for this get ready with me, I chose to talk about losing friends and finding peace. I say finding peace because I don't think you just lose friends and find peace. Like, it's not automatic, but low-key you do find some peace. Like, you low-key find some peace. Losing friends and low-key finding peace. But I do want to talk about it because it's something I'm dealing with right now. It's something I've been dealing with for a few years. And I've also realized that other people are dealing with it too. People that I speak to in my personal life and people that I see on YouTube as well. I've seen, whether it's like a story time of them talking about losing friends, or even in vlogs, I've seen a few girls like just vent about, you know, not being around their friends that they grew up with, or just losing friends in general. So I'm like, hey, I'm dealing with this. Let me talk about it. I want to do another get ready with me anyways, so that's what we're doing today. Disclaimer, I'm not a therapist. I am not a licensed therapist. I am not a psychology major. I'm a business major. I'm just speaking off of personal experience and the knowledge that I've obtained in my 29 years of life and putting it together to talk about this topic. So if you're interested in hearing me ramble about friendships and put on my makeup, then you're in luck. Just keep on watching. All right, y'all, let's do this. I'm actually getting ready to do a video. So I'm doing a video of me getting ready to do a video. I got some kombucha here. I hope the background is cool for you guys, and Coco is gonna be in the video. So I hope you guys are okay with that too. Now let's just make it smell good real quick. I'm gonna use my diptyque. Also, quick warning, bear with me because I've tried to practice this out loud multiple times, and each time I found myself going on, you know, like going on a little bit and maybe getting a little bit off track. But I promise, just bear with me because I bring it all back together. So I wanted to try a new primer. I got this pore filler primer by NYX out of Ulta yesterday. Okay, so first I want to talk about self-blame, because I feel like if you lose enough amount of friends, eventually you're gonna think like, damn, am I the problem? Like, why is it that these relationships keep ending? Like, it has to be me. Like, I have to be an issue because I'm the one that keeps losing friends. Wow, this primer is kind of awesome. Wow. You just kind of start to feel like maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe you could be the problem. Keep in mind that I'm speaking from the perspective of knowing that I'm not perfect, knowing that I'm capable of doing wrong, and maybe sometimes not being the best friend. In my opinion, I am always a good friend, but I can accept if I do something wrong. If I hurt someone's feelings, I understand that we can move on from one of those types of situations. But it's just that some of my friendships that ended within the past few years have been, you know, back to back. It always happened when I was finally speaking up for myself or addressing something that was a problem for me. When I was placing a boundary on something or letting someone know that what they said or did was not okay. It seems like that is a pattern. It's like as soon as I finally, you know, put my foot down and say, you know, I'm past this. This is not something I'm okay with, respectfully, instead of the other party being like, you know what, I see where you're coming from. I get that this could be an issue. Let's work on it. It becomes an argument. They gaslight you, make you feel like your feelings don't matter, or you're being too sensitive, or they tell you, you know, that's just how I am, get used to it, or, you know, just some type of defense of course there's a helicopter flying over my apartment right now. Like, they just give you some type of defense instead of just realizing that something is bothering you and working it out, especially when you're not a confrontational person. You never really go through this. You don't have to set these boundaries in friendships all the time, because even though you should, you just don't, because you don't want that drama, you know? So basically, you know, just when you finally address something and you try not to be confrontational, it still turns out to be an argument. And it could be the other way around as well, as in they have an issue, but instead of just talking to you about it, they choose to argue. I could say for sure 2 of my friendships ended in that way. So bringing it back to self-blame, see how I said I'm gonna go off a little bit, but I'm gonna bring it back. After a while, I started thinking like, damn, it must be me. Like, I must be the issue. But the reality of it is that it's not you. You're not the problem. You're not the issue. Okay, brows are done. I cannot do that and talk for the life of me, okay? I feel like in most cases, especially for me, that I grew up in a lot of these friendships. It was either I knew the person from when I was like really young, like elementary school, middle school, high school, a family member, and even like my young adult years, like in my early 20s. For whoever doesn't know, I'm 20, how old am I? I be wanting to say I'm 28, but I'm 29. Oh my God, I'm 29. I'm getting old, man. I'm 29, okay? I'm not 21-year-old Lativia anymore. As you grow up, things change. Like, you have different beliefs, different views on things, different values, different goals. And that friend that you made on the playground may not be compatible with who you are in your later years of life. Like, when we were that young, what were we bonding over? Like, playing in the sand, Barbie dolls, fashion, like girly stuff, TV shows, sports maybe, boys, talking about boys and stuff. Like, of course you're gonna be friends. You're growing up, you're young adults or young kids, teenagers and stuff like that. And at that time you're just dealing with the same types of things. Like, oh my God, my mom won't let me go out tonight. This teacher is getting on my nerves. Oh my God, this boy, I think he's cute. You know, it's easy. Everything is relatable. Now we're like adults. You can go to jail when you do things that are bad. Some people are aiming to get married and have kids. Some people want businesses. Like, the route we want to take in life and where we want to go, where we envision ourselves, will not always be the same as how someone else envisions themselves. And I'm not saying that that is why friendships end, because you can still have friends and just want different things, you know? So now, not only do we have these different paths in life that we're gonna take, your behavior and how you act as a person also intertwines with that. A lot of people talk the talk, but do not walk that walk, okay? I done sat with friends and we had conversations and they're like, oh, I want this, I want that, I wanna be a billionaire, I want a mansion, I want my own business, I want this, I want that. Cool, bro, cool. But the way you behave and the way you act does not reflect that. And it gets to a point where it's exhausting for you. If you have a friend that's constantly putting themselves in bad situations, it's gonna affect you, because you're the person that they're gonna come to when they have a problem. Whether it's something emotional, whether it's financial, how many times are we gonna keep going down this road? And that's where it becomes a problem in the friendship. If you're trying to move this way, they're talking about moving this way too, but they're doing stuff that's pushing them this way and pushing them further away from the way that you're trying to go. And as they are being pushed away from that way that you're trying to go, they're pulling you slowly. So you're trying to get up here, and every time you get a little further, you gotta dumb it down, because you got homegirl over here not getting it together, okay? And it's one thing if someone is like in a situation that they can't help. That's totally different. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about someone who can't control themselves to a certain extent. They aren't in control of their lives because of the way they are behaving. These people just don't realize that they need to start behaving like adults, and it's a burden. It's really a burden for your friends that are trying to make sure you're good and they want the best for you, but you just keep doing this stuff that no one's forcing you to do. In situations like this, Do not blame yourself, okay? You are not responsible for someone's emotional growth and intelligence. You're not responsible for their happiness. You have to find happiness within yourself in order for other people's happiness to rub off on you and bring, you guys share happiness together. We're all working together. We have fun, but also everything needs to be well-rounded when it comes to our personalities, our behaviors, like going out and partying and having a good time. That's fun. But when it comes to serious life, we gotta get it together. Like, for me at least, realizing that helps me. I finally get that closure to where I don't feel like, damn, what did I do wrong? I don't blame myself anymore. I realize that I have given people chances. I've talked to them about how I felt, and it could have just been a conversation that we spoke about as adults and moved on from and just tried to better ourselves. But instead, some of these friendships ended, and that's fine. But what I will no longer do is blame myself, because it is not my fault that I am trying to fulfill the life that I want. I want to do the things that make me happy. I feel like, and if someone is doing something that seriously does not align, or if they're doing something to me that I don't like, I should be able to say, hey, what's going on here? I thought we were friends, or why are you doing this? Along the lines of that. You shouldn't have to feel like you're walking on eggshells around someone. And I literally felt like that in one of my friendships. I couldn't say nothing, because this girl would get offended and then it would just be my fault. Like, she never heard my side. Just know that life is too short, and whatever you believe in, God, a higher power, the universe, Buddha, whatever you believe in, we're not always gonna be here on this earth. So just make sure you align spiritually with whatever route you need to take, and focus on yourself. If someone's not down with the way you're doing things, they think you think you're too good for them now, accept it. At this point, it's like, maybe I am too good. Maybe I am. Sorry that I don't want to go to jail with you. Sorry that I don't want to be fighting in the club. And if me realizing who I am and what I believe in and standing up for myself is a problem, then I guess I'm the problem, okay? What did Taylor Swift say? It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. We're always told we gotta ride or die and we gotta be loyal, but how long can you ride or die for someone that's putting you in these situations that are pulling you back from what you want to do? It's a lot of dying and not riding. I thought it was ride or die, not just die, Any person that really loves you will want to continue the friendship, and they will communicate with you as such, and you guys will work it out. If it doesn't happen, then hey, just let it roll out. But I'm tired of riding. Riding and dying, just a lot of dying. I'm tired of it. Okay, I just went off camera and did my liner. I can also not do that and talk. But now briefly, I just want to talk about red flags. I feel like in most situations, you will know and you will feel when the friendship is kind of not gonna continue. Like, you can kind of feel it coming to like a weird state. I'm so sorry if you guys hear them cutting grass downstairs. I have music over it, so hopefully the music helps tune it out. I have had literal times, maybe I spoke it into existence, but times where I said to myself or even to another person, I'm like, I don't know how far this is gonna go or I don't know how much further this is gonna go because it's already gone far enough. But the first red flag that I'm gonna talk about, and I feel like this is the one we ignore the most, especially me, is that nobody else likes this person. Since it's foundation, I'll tell y'all, I'm using the Makeup by Mario. At first I didn't like this, but not that I didn't like it, I didn't care for it too much, but I've been liking it more lately. The color is like perfect to me. But anyways, nobody else likes this person. Like, they try to figure it out. Like, why do you hang around them? And I'm just like, I want to see what everyone else is seeing. But the problem is that person is not showing you that side of themselves. They're showing you the best side, especially in the beginning of the friendship. They're gonna show you like the best toned down version of themselves as they can, Or you just get to see the more vulnerable side of them. Even if you do get to see all that rah-rah that everyone else is warning you of, you kind of still, damn, I put too much. You kind of still see them, like, you still remember that time that you had that deep talk with them. You got to see that side of them So you kind of feel like people just don't understand them. But one thing I've learned, if they're capable of being that way with everyone else, they're capable of doing it to you. It's just gonna come out when it has to. Low key, it's given narcissistic. Low key, high key. I put too much foundation. I'm trying to work it out, spread it out. Let me put some down here. Y'all, I usually don't put this much foundation. I try to not even do my neck, and I also stopped doing my forehead as much, like by the hairline, because I tend to go there with the bronzer a lot, so it's like pointless to put so much foundation. But yeah, it's almost as if you don't see that side of them because they kind of keep you as an alliance in a way. Obviously, they don't have too many people on their side because everyone is telling you, yo, why are you hanging out with this person? But you just try to see past it, and sometimes seeing past it really bites you in the ass, and they just show you what everyone else was trying to tell you, you know? I feel like another red flag is when they start acting different. This may sound very vague and I don't know, maybe cliche, but this has been an experience of mine. Please comment down below and let me know how y'all feel, because I've had a few situations where some of my friends just started acting different and I couldn't figure it out. Nowadays, I kind of I get what the issue was, but I can't really speak on that. I'm not gonna speak on that in this video, maybe one day in the future, but if you know, you know. Shout out to Saleka, I know she know. But they start acting weird. Let me see if I could give an example. Let's say you have two friends, right? They're good friends of yours, and you bring them around each other. One of those friends just starts acting funny. Like the whole vibe is good, y'all having a good time, eating, drinking, whatever you're doing, and that one friend is just acting a little funny, you know, noticeably funny. That's something to take into consideration, because why are they acting funny now that you've introduced them to this person? Are they feeling jealous? You know, does that mean they're a little bit too possessive over you? This has happened to me more than once, okay? I feel like that was a big issue of mine, is that I was thinking, I love this person, I love this person, I love this person. Let me bring them all together. And I wasn't realizing the personality clashes. But I feel like you don't have to be obviously awkward with the person, you know, or in the situation. If the person did nothing wrong to you or your friend, why are you acting weird, you know? Another example of them acting funny towards you is, this is what happened to me personally, so I'm gonna say it. I don't know if anyone else can relate. Again, comment down below, let me know. But they talk to you less. Like, they want to be around you, but they speak to you less. For example, if you guys go out to eat, instead of talking to you at the dinner table, because y'all sitting at a table eating dinner together, so-and-so is on their phone, you know, calling everybody else and their mama, texting, on TikTok, whatever the case may be, but not having a conversation with you. It's like, why are we even hanging out right now? It's odd. And I realize now with the friends that I have, I don't deal with that. Like, of course, for a second or two, we may look in our phones, do something real quick, but it's not gonna be a awkwardly noticeable thing. So I just feel like acting, like when they start to act a little funny, that's a red flag, like something is up, you know? One more red flag that I wanna mention, I kinda mentioned it already, is when you feel like you have to walk on eggshells with this person. When you feel like you can't tell them things you wanna tell them as a friend. Again, for me personally, I feel like this was one of my issues in more than one friendship. It's like, I'm not allowed to tell you how I feel, what's the truth. I should be allowed to say, hey, I don't really appreciate how you said that. Or if you did something to me that I find odd and I didn't really appreciate it, I should be able to say, hey, you know, I really don't want no issues, but I just gotta point this out because it's just odd that you're doing this. A rational person would listen to you and be like, oh girl, that was not my intentions. You know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You know, something like that. Rather than you having to be like, oh my God, Massa, I'm sorry, but can you not talk to me like that? Ah! And they're kind of just like, what do you mean? I didn't do anything wrong. Like gaslighting you, you know? Nobody wants to hear that, but it's the truth. I just feel like you shouldn't have to be afraid or like suppressing the way you feel about something to make someone else be okay and remain your friend. Next section, we're almost done, I promise y'all. Obviously we're almost done because my makeup is almost done. But I want to talk about the reasons why we remain friends with these people. Like, if you know this person is not good for you, they're acting funny, the friendship is not the same, they're treating you different, why do you stick around? And this is where your emotional intelligence and just loving yourself and being aware of who you are comes to play, I feel like, the most. Meaning, like the points I'm about to make, loving yourself and being self-aware will help you realize that these things should not hold you down and bound you to this person. Y'all, I've been using a sponge now for setting powder. I'm not that good at it, but I do like how it comes out better. So don't judge me for how I'm about to apply this. Number one, for obvious reasons, we keep them around or stay in these friendships because we truly love this person. Like, regardless of whatever their intentions were when you guys became friends, you genuinely love that person. You cared about them from the beginning. And like I said, it's always about being loyal, this ride or die type of mentality. So it's like, even though this person is doing things or behaving a certain way, nobody likes them, it's like you love them. You have that soft spot for them. You're loyal. You just want the best for them. And that's okay. That's how you should feel. You should genuinely love someone if you're their friend. But we have to know and understand that love is not enough. Love is not enough, honey. It's really not. Whether it's a friendship, a relationship, love is not enough. I love raccoons. They're so cute. Raccoons are the cutest little animal to me besides Coco. You think I'm gonna have a raccoon in my house? No, they be stealing, eating all your food. Love is not enough. Somebody need to train that raccoon. That raccoon needs some emotional intelligence, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Like, love is just not enough. They have to be respectful. Like, a friend should respect you and your boundaries. And they need to be aware of themselves and who they are too, because that helps with everything else. Like, I can't be your everything. I can't be the person that always picks up the pieces for you if you're putting yourself in these situations, you know? And loving someone will cause you to do that way too much. Another reason you may stick around in these types of friendships, I know I have, is because you kind of feel like you owe them. Like, if your friend has ever done something for you when you really needed that friend, like they really held it down for you, you kind of feel like, damn, I can't abandon him or her. Like, they did this for me, they did that for me. I had a friend that I felt like that for too, really. Over the years, I had to realize that I put in just as much to that friendship as the other party did. When she needed me or when he needed me, I was there. You know, yeah, they did something for me once or twice, but I also contributed. I also been a good friend. I've done this for them, I've done that for them. It's like, what more do you owe them? Your life? You don't owe anyone your life. Y'all know my lips look crusty, it's the makeup, okay? Don't be calling me crusty lip la, okay? So it's like, eventually you have to let that thought process go. You don't owe anybody anything, especially if they're treating you a way that you don't like. You don't have to be held hostage. So if you're feeling that way, get out of that thought process. Trust me, it's better for your mental health in the long run, because I was struggling with that for a minute, like feeling like, damn. I've even had other friends tell me like, yo, can you snap out of it? You act like you ain't do this, you ain't do that. Like, snap out of it. I really need a new bronzer, y'all, and I will link the new one that Morphe has, but they don't sell this one anymore, but they have. It's basically the same formula, it's just different packaging, different name. And the last thing that I want to point out that I feel like makes us stay in these relationships is seeing the potential in that friend. You have a friend that is gifted, they have a talent, or you think they're beautiful, you think they're smart, you can just see things that they can't see for themselves. Even me, like, my whole life, my family has told me, girl, why don't you model? Like, you should be a model, you should be a model, oh my God. Because I was really skinny growing up. Now, at 29 years old, I don't mind doing some sort of modeling, but this is not about me right now. This is not about me. Like, you can push a friend and literally tell them like, yo, this is what you should do, let me help you. But some people, it's hard to explain, because I feel bad when you just really want the best for them, but they do not want to do it. And you just got to accept that. Like, you can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to do. People are going to do what they want to do. And that's simply just that. Even though this person is, you know, carrying on however they are in life and doing the things that they shouldn't be doing, getting in trouble, being mean to people, bringing you down as well, it's like you still just have that little bit of faith and you're just holding on like, oh my God, girl, don't do that. You're so much better than this. I see so much more for you. Oh my God, girl. In reality, you just gotta face it. Yeah, you see the potential, but this person does not see themselves moving in that direction. And the most we can do is pray. Like, eventually in life, maybe they will, you know, turn around. But it is okay to know that your life is not aligning with the way these people are behaving or acting or treating you. And it is okay to want to move on or take a break from that person. I feel like our mental health and our own wellness should be put first. I'm sorry. You can only push and, you know, follow behind someone for so long and try to get them to see the light, to see what you see in them. And you end up, you know, slacking off or lacking off on your own things that you have going on because you want this person to be, you know, the best version of themselves. Camera's about to die. So in reality, are we really finding peace when we lose these friends, or like what's going on? I feel like it varies case to case. I have had some friendships end where I was like, I feel so much better. Like, it was like a weight lifted out of my life. This person was like draining me and I didn't even realize until they got to step in. So in that way, it is peaceful, you know. If someone was bringing you that much emotional imbalance to where you were feeling drained around them, like, you shouldn't feel that relieved if someone's like really your friend. When they're not around you, it's like, good gosh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Of course, you're gonna find peace once the friendship is ended. In some cases, you may not have wanted it to end the way it ended. It may not have been this person being so draining around you, but maybe their behaviors and things that they were doing to hold themselves back was kind of draining to you. Like always making bad choices, and then you have to be Dr. Phil and you have to sit there and listen to it and comfort them when it's like they don't even know, hey, I was having a bad day, but now I have to suppress what I wanted to talk to you about because you're putting yourself in a predicament that you've known you should not be in for like years. That's another way. And the first way, like when I said they're draining, it's more like socially. Maybe you guys don't talk about the same things anymore. Maybe you guys don't have the same interests anymore. And also the no talking can be draining. Like, I had a few people that it seemed like they just wanted to be in my space or around me, but they weren't really interested in me, myself. I mean, of course they had to talk to me to some type of extent to, you know, converse with me, keep me around. And one thing about me, this is personal now. One thing about me is I love my alone time. I love my space. So if I give that up for me to hang out with a friend, let's actually do that. Let's hang out, you know? Don't come to my house and watch a show that only you want to watch. You go in a corner, you go on TikTok. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go in my room now and close the door. Like, I also wanted to try this setting powder. This is my first time trying it, so let's see if I like it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't like the way it sprays out. I meant to put the highlighter on after. Okay, so I'm done with my makeup. Now I'm just gonna touch up my hair really quick. And while I do that, I do wanna speak on one last thing and we're done with this video. The last thing I wanna say that has to do with this topic, losing friends and finding peace, is that sometimes your friends can be a little jealous of you. They could be jealous of how you look. They could be jealous of your personality, your vibe. They can be jealous of the way that others perceive you. They can be jealous of the way that they see you developing mentally and even spiritually. And one thing that I want to make known for anyone that deals with being jealous, I've been jealous of situations before. I mean, not like in a bad way, but we're gonna get to what I'm trying to say. Whether people want to realize it or not, jealousy is an emotion, okay? Just like someone is happy, sad, angry, mad, jealous is an emotion. It can become extreme, you know. In a lot of cases, we've seen that, like in the world. People have lost their lives because of jealousy. I think one thing that people need to understand is that it's okay to be jealous. Sometimes you need to talk yourself through a situation. Think about why you're jealous. What is it that this person has going on? Or what is it about this person that makes me feel this way? Why do I feel this way? What can I do to change that? Unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that. They just become hating ass bees. Instead of processing those emotions and getting over them and focusing on themselves, they kind of like just become mean girls or B words, When jealousy is something that we can all feel, if not have already felt at some point. Being someone's friend, they should want the best for you. You should want the best for them. And I can tell you right now, if you're the person that's in the other side of that situation, if someone is jealous of you, and you're just an authentic, humble person, you might not realize that they are jealous of you. You might not realize it for a long time. They just start acting funny and doing weird things. But just realize, take a look at you. Take a look at yourself. Realize that you are that girl and that jealousy is gonna come with the territory. And just do what you gotta do. Okay, do what you gotta do. Keep yourself happy. Take care of yourself and put your mental well-being and emotional well-being before you out here acting like Dr. Phil, trying to save people, trying to hold on to relationships that are not going anywhere. Just be patient, and whatever is supposed to be yours, whatever is supposed to come to you in your life will, when it's supposed to. At this moment, I have a few good friends that I can say I really love them and I feel like they love me back, and I can depend on them if I needed to, and they could also depend on me. So yeah, I hope this was a good get ready with me. I hope I helped someone with this information. Let me throw on my clothes and my jewelry and I'll be right back. So I'm gonna put on this Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. This is actually what I'm getting ready for. I'm doing a new perfume haul, so definitely go check out that video. I will have it linked down below, and it's gonna pop up at the end of this video. Just good. It's just goodness. Choking though. Finally got this video done. Believe it or not, this is my second time recording this video, which I'm so glad I had to do it over because I like this version of it a lot better. I really hope I was able to touch on something that you probably needed to hear or something that you're dealing with. Thank y'all so much for listening, because it's definitely helping me out, because I'm still coping with the loss of my friends, In a way, it's like a mourning. Like, of course, they're still here, they're on earth, whatever, but they're no longer a part of your life. So it's kind of like, you're losing a piece of you. You're losing a person that you really cared about and you didn't want to. That's how life is, sometimes. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please don't hesitate to leave your girl a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your experiences. Are you guys feeling what I'm feeling, okay? Have you gone through any of this recently? Or did you lose someone, like a while back, like a friend, and now you're still feeling those feelings? Like, at this point, I feel like they never go away. Like, even one of the girls, maybe one or two, I felt like, damn, I want to reach out and make sure they're okay. But then I remember, how things were, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to leave it at that. I'm just dealing with the way things are and letting my life roll out, and I'm letting whatever is supposed to come to me come, So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you all in my next video.